What is going on, my friends? My name's Corrupt, and today we are going to be going over Hybrid here at Town Hall 11. Let's first jump into the step-by-step, which we're going to be first talking about base identification. Now, this is very important for a lot of different reasons. For one, Hybrid is dominated by, more specifically, the base identification part. Pathing is incredibly important. So what we're going to be doing with this is we want to really take the time to really look at the base and say, all right, where are our sections in order to create the funnel? So what we're going to be doing is we got to split this up into 3 different areas. So you'll see that right here. So we're going to use this as our first one. So this one here is basically going to be where we're doing our queen walk. Notice how in the army composition, we're not really bringing a jump or super wall breakers. It's just a walk. So all we want the queen to do is clear this entire section. That's the first section here. That's the first part of this. Now, number 2 here is zone 2 is going to be the hybrid. It looks really wide, but that's exactly what you want to try and get it, because you want to make sure that they are gunning out this entire area and still staying in the base. And then the 3rd zone is for your king and siege barrack. Now, no matter if you come in from here or you're going in down here, all that matters is you want to make sure that you are creating the pathing in order for the hybrid to go in. So now that you know base identification, it's now time to go into the step 2, which is basically going to be understanding the first zone. So this is going to be basically learning how to queen charge, the funneling and all of that. So when you are doing funneling, you need to make sure that you are completely understanding the use of different troops. So for instance, we're going to be seeing the use of a P.E.K.K.A. over here. This is going to allow ourselves to sort of, get something going here. And you can see that we're using the P.E.K.K.A. on this particular side just to clear that area here. On the opposite side, we're using the king. The king over here can allow us to take down the Tesla farm, but on top of this, it's clearing this zone out. This is going to allow ourselves to get into the base for our queen charge. Now, of course, there's other troops that we can use. For instance, baby dragons. They're awesome and they are totally good in terms of any queen charge attack. On top of this, the use of Valkyries are also very good in terms of different base designs with their trash ring. And definitely it's a great way because they go in between buildings and they will take them out. So it's really nice to bring in Valkyries because they're able to easily establish a funnel for your queen charge. Now, in this example, we're going to be taking a look at how you guys can charge right in. First of all, we're going to start off with the jump spell. Jump is extremely useful. It's extremely viable. It's very easy to use, and it definitely works on a lot of different compartments. It easily gives you access to things like these 2 compartments right here. So it's really something that you need to take a look at in terms of your base identification. Do you need to use wall breakers, super wall breakers, jump, etc.? So, of course, jump is a very common and viable spell. And what you can see from here is that when we're using it, we want to make sure that we are getting into the compartments that we need to. Like you'll see here, we're trying to get rid of the multi and the eagle artillery. The main reason here is that this offers us value for the hybrid. That way we can kind of cut this area off and allow our hybrid to go right in. Now, of course, there are other ways of using the queen charge or charging into the base. Yeah, you have regular wall breakers. They are very good. They sometimes will need a test wall breaker. Other than that, though, you're going to be sending the rest of your wall breakers in. If you guys did miss the queen chart or queen walk guide, then I would suggest that you guys check that out. There's a card up here. That way you guys can kind of go check that video out. It's great. It kind of goes over those ways of breaking in and explaining the queen or explaining the wall breakers as well. And another way is using the super wall breakers, which again, they're like regular wall breakers, but they guarantee a wall break with only one of them. So it's definitely very nice. Even if they get taken out very close to a wall, they'll easily still open it. Now, this section is all about the 3rd zone. Remember that your 3rd zone is kind of the area where you're funneling with your king or the siege barrack. So you can see from here is that we've got our 2 zones here. We're clearing out these 2 areas, and this leaves this second zone right here. But what we're trying to do is with this 3rd section is we are going to be using the siege barrack, none other than the siege barrack. Now, of course, if you have access to the siege barrack, I would use it. If you don't, then I would suggest using a Yeti bomb. For the most part, that's going to be the synergy with the queen. So on this base design here with where the town hall is placed, you could probably maybe even use it here, and that would basically cut out the whole queen charge necessary for a queen charge, and you could easily go in like this and still get nearly the same value. But then what you would do on the opposite side here is you would use the king instead of the siege barrack. So if you don't have access to the siege barrack, I would suggest using the king on that side, because that's going to allow you to create the funnel for your attack. You just really want to make sure that they're taking things down like outside defenses like you see right here with this cannon. It's still very simple to really understand exactly what you need to do in order to make sure that you are getting your hybrid right into the base. Now it's time for the second zone, your hybrid. This is exactly what you really need to do. So by looking at the base here, we've got the queen charge going in. They're going to take care of getting the value down so we have easy pathing for our hybrid. So this is what's looking like. So while those 2 are going on, we can send our hybrid in straight in. So what we're doing is sending in our miners, our hogs, and then our warden. Of course, it's going to be different depending on the base, but of course, that is going to be your main thing. So what you want to try and do is make sure, again, they are getting easy pathing here. We want to use the heal spells to deal with we want to make sure that we're dealing with the splash damage, all the defenses there. We want to make sure that we're healing them up. You'll notice here is that we're taking down the enemy queen. Miners will go ahead and go target enemy heroes. So it's very important that you have the miners right behind them. Notice how they're in a group. Now you'll see that we're going to pop the Warden ability as well. This is another thing that you need to understand. The Warden ability in terms of this is going to allow us to get right through without the use of a heal spell. That allows us to just get through that sort of back end of the base. Even though that there is a Tesla farm, we have enough hogs, we have enough miners to get through that. And that's exactly all we are trying to do with this strategy. Now, what we've got here is going to be just letting these replays go. We're not going to pause them for the most part, but what we're going to basically do is break these down for you while they are going. So you can see from here that this is the first example, like I said, during base identification. So this is a prime example of basically using a queen walk and not really a charge. This is going to be, of course, very base dependent. But the biggest thing I want you guys to really understand here is that we are going to be luring out the CC. Of course, in this example, we have to lure it out with a couple, we have to use it with like maybe a couple miners or hog riders. All we need to do though is make sure that we're dealing with the enemy clan castle, which it is a Valkyrie, witch, and a baby dragon CC, but it's still very easy. Again, notice that what we're doing here with this first section is just clearing this out. We're going to deal with the enemy CC, and on the opposite side, we are going to just create some pathing. That's all we're going to do. We're going to easily allow ourselves to clear through. And we've got section 3 up top, or zone 3, and we also have zone 1 down here. So now we have this second zone here for our miners and hog riders to start moving into. It's pretty wide, but it's very, very easy nonetheless. You can see that what's going on in zone 2 is that we've got the miners and the hogs really allowing themselves to get around the base. We want to make sure that we are healing them up using the Warden ability as they go through the core. And even though we didn't get the Eagle Artillery, even having an extra rage can really help a lot. And making sure though that we're able to use the heal spells to protect a lot of these hog riders and miners like you see here. This allows them to get right through the base, even if it seems a little bit more difficult. And you can see on these type of wider areas, we can easily wreck it and get a really nice triple. So it's very simple, exactly how I kind of planned it, or kind of how I was explaining it here. It gives you guys a really good idea of what you should be doing or looking for exactly when you are using this strategy. last example here, and what we're going to be seeing is, again, we are making sure that we're able to charge right into the base. On this base design here, you'll see the enemy clan castle, pretty lurable. We can just use a balloon on top of the mortar over here, and that would easily give us some value. You'll see over here on this top section is that we are going ahead and using the baby dragon and the cocoa loons in order to soak up any seeking air mines for the baby dragon. That way it doesn't get taken out so early on in the attack. That's definitely something that we want to make sure that we're doing. We want to funnel our queen right into the base. So we want to make sure that we are getting her into the base here. Even in this section, we want to make sure that she's going this way here. We want her to go in that direction to clear something up there. So what we're doing is, again, we're dealing with the enemy CC, and notice how we use the king in order to set that funnel. Now, of course, we do want to keep our queen alive. We don't want her to pop the ability so early. So we do want to make sure that we are using the jump, we're using the rage in order to heal that queen up over the healers as well, making sure that she can stay alive. So notice how we're now going in, dealing with the enemy clan castle. We don't really need to use the rage, there's not that much DPS there, but we will need to, especially with the queen going a little bit lower. Now, notice, again, what we're doing here is we're getting this easy sort of pathing out of the way. So we're kind of carving this area out here. So this is our section 3. This over here is our section 1. And now our hybrid can easily work its way in like this once we are guaranteed to start moving in. So you'll see that right about now, we're going to be starting to send in the hybrid. And that's extremely important. Again, we want to make sure that we are allowing ourselves to get right into the base and have easy pathing. Now, of course, the queen is going to start moving over. However, you'll notice that the healers are moving right on top of the hybrid. This is what is going to be known as a healer swap. This is really useful, and I think I've explained it before, but maybe not. But it's an extremely viable thing. If your queen definitely goes into the wrong direction of her walk, you can definitely have those healers move onto those miners and hogs, and they will get a ton of value for your entire attack. So that's really a nice example of allowing yourself to really have the healers and the heal spells there for them. So even if they get shot down by air defenses, you can just heal them up. The heal spell will pair very nicely with them as they go through. Any splash damage can really help as well. So realistically, it is very nice to have the healers swap over onto your miners and hogs. And that's just one example of many other examples of this one, but we are going to be cutting it short here. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys did learn something from the hybrid, from the step-by-step guide at the beginning to showing you guys these 3 hybrids here and trying my best for myself to explain them. Other than that, though, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Remember to leave a like on this video. It would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you guys don't miss anything. Remember to also go ahead and follow me on any of my social media sites or anywhere on social media. And also remember to go ahead and join my community Discord. And of course, join any of my clans I cover within the description. So remember, guys, to check all those links there for the Discord links and my social media links. And of course, where I'm going to be streaming Twitch and Trovo. Other than that, though, that is going to do it, guys, for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.